All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are taking a look at GTII, and man, Friday was a very important day, all right? We actually wick and go below my 145 line on Friday, but luckily the day recovers very strongly and actually closes almost at 160. Still under some important lines, but hey, at least we're still over this one for now, right? So before we go deeper into the details, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance line as well as this trend line that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Excuse me. Really quickly, if you can please like, subscribe, share, comment. Hey, anything you can do with this video really does help with the YouTube algorithms. But I swear, just being here and giving me your time is beyond appreciated, all right? And look, I'm not perfect. I'm not all knowing. I definitely get things wrong. And like, if you've got a better opinion than mine, throw it in the comments, all right? I'm not here to hate on yours. And really, we're just educated people sharing our thoughts here, all right? So let's get into it. And again, going into last week's video, I very much said it looked like we were going to come to this 145 line. And really, that is what we had. Like, it literally goes a little worse than that, right? You can see the low is at 145 and a bunch of zeros. We were at least a little bit over that, right? So looked really scary. It actually goes under the blue line, under the 100 moving average. It fell under all. That's a horrible thing, right? But bam, look at that. It just comes up, right? And I want to just come to the minute chart, all right? I haven't said this that often on this stock, but look, whenever I go into the minute chart and I see dashes like this, I get really worried and I actually call it a shady stock, all right? What does that mean? So when I click in a dash, you'll see volume for this 1 minute moment was 0.00. Like no one traded any shares this minute. Oh, there was 100 right here. That's nice. Okay. There was 0 here. There was another 100, right? And 100 on this thing is literally a buck 50, right? Like buck 56. That's nothing, right? So to me, this is shady because it really only takes a little bit of volume, right? 7,000 shares on $1.50 is 14 grand. Look, I'm not here pretending 14 grand is not a lot of money, but like a single $14,000 buy should not make a ridiculous candle like that. You know what I mean? So the minute on GTII really does matter, all right? So just know this stock. And yeah, when the volume is under a few million, that's generally what you'll see. So I've talked about volume on a couple different videos, right? But yeah, again, it really does a very important recovery on this 145 line. Here's the thing though, I'm still at a place where I'm not sure. All right. And I've always said, like, there are times when I really need my better set of indicators, the one I call the one, right? We're using chart readers, and this is a really deadly stack, but I really wish I had just a couple more indicators for me to make some decisions here. Because look, this is a strong candle, actually. One of the things that I like, you can see the high of the day is 158, and that was also the close, the 158. Literally, people were buying till the last second. To me, that's always a positive thing. I like it when there's no wick on top and high of the day is close of the day. Beautiful, right? I like that. You know, I do not like being under the 8 and the 20. I for sure am really disappointed that we're under this trend line. All right, like we bounced on it once, we bounced on it twice. We really couldn't do this third bounce, right? And yeah, don't get me wrong, we didn't fall horribly under, and there's still a shot that we can get back over. But we are now 2 days under this trend line, and what looks like 3 days under the 8 and the 20, right? So one of the cool things I will say is we're now getting a little bit better spacing here. All right, so let's go back a couple weeks. I was real adamant that we were not going to get over these 3 lines. All right, it's really hard to break one. It's really hard to break two. It's really hard to break three, which is more than half of the 5 that we got. That tight, okay? But what has happened is this 20 came down. There's a little bit of space to the 50, and then there's a little bit of space to the 200, right? Theoretically, we can jump these two, chill here for a bit, jump this one, chill here for a bit, then take this one. Instead of trying to fight all three at once. Like there's literally no spacing in between them, right? So in some ways, we're at a better place because there is nicer spacing. But look, it's not going to be easy getting over those two, all right? So end of the day, I think nothing's really going to matter until what I guess I'd call 162. I think 162 would be a good number. What's 50% candle here? Yeah, maybe that's not even really 50%. I think 50% is a little closer. 162. I think 162 is probably a consideration if you want to make a move here. Again, I still really would not touch this thing until we get over 185. I don't want to be in this noise at all. I would much rather be up here, right? We get green, red, green, red, green. That's what I would love, right? So that's really been the stress over the last few weeks, and that's still what I'm saying, right? But I'm glad the 100 did the job, but in all honesty, I'm still not really at a place where I genuinely believe we've taken the 100 and I don't have to worry about this thing losing. Like losing 145, I think is still a real option because again, we're under the 8 and the 20, and you know bad things happen under the 8 and the 20, right? So I do wish I just had a little bit more indicators. Obviously, the MACD is not quite in the positive. It's definitely staying flat. It's not going down, not going up. This is staying flat, relatively decent number. And just, man, I wish volume was just a little bit better at the minimum. Just start cracking the 50-day average, right? Because like these 2 days kind of cancel out, and then I mean I think over the last 6 days I'm not sure if there's more buying or selling. I'm just kind of trying to eyeball it. It might be more buying than selling, but yeah, it's just end of the day, this is a horizontal cluster of all 5 moving averages, and I've said it, right? It ends up starting to go really tight and really horizontal, and I've been showing it in a few videos. HUSA, all right? Ignore this. I'm not trying to say that it's going to drop down, but HUSA definitely went horizontal on all the lines for a really, really long time. All right. So GTII isn't that far off from that kind of like tightness set up, and you can see it. We're starting to do it, and I mean it's already been a couple months, right? So yeah, again, this is one of those moments where yeah, I really wish I had a couple more indicators on this stack to just get more info. Same story. It's from the 185 is the money line for me. I'm really scared if I lose 145. All right, I'm so glad we're still in these, but under the trend line's not a good place to be. Where are we on the weekly? Oh man, look at, did we lose the 100 or no? Okay, we are under the 100 moving average on the weekly. So you can see the 100 is 158 and change. We're actually at 158 flat. So this thing is 0.002 under that, right? Again, it seems rather insignificant, and most things won't actually show you that many decimals out, but shit, we have the info, so we'll use it, right? And again, just look at how tight everything is, right? Like this thing is dying for a very definitive up or down, and I mean, you know, that's generally what happens when you're this tight in a moving average cluster. So just end of the day, all I can really say is still be careful, right? There's nothing that screams great here. Again, nice little recovery, but you know, still under a lot of really important moving averages. So I think that's about it, because I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself at this point. Hey, if you stayed till the very end, I do got one general question. How legitimate is the fact that this company might acquire a lithium stock? I really don't know a lot of this. You guys kind of know that if you watch this, right? I really only give you technical info, right? I've heard about the 1-800-LAW thing from comments from people on these videos, right? But someone on the last video mentioned lithium. I'll be honest with you, I love lithium tickers, all right? They're not doing as great as I was really hoping like this moment, but yeah, lithium is a really, really important element. I don't know what other word to use, right? And yeah, if GTII gets connected with lithium, I would definitely, I think, put it on a different pedestal perhaps, but end of the day, these numbers still matter as of now until we're getting out of this moving average cluster, right? But yeah, let me know about lithium if you really don't mind, please. But other than that, I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.